Welcome back to Wrenches in Motion, where if it ain't broke, I ain't buying it. And today we begin part 2 of the BMW series. This is a 2004 325i Sport that I traded 2 Rangers for, and I just got back from the junkyard with some parts, so let's take a look and see what I got. Oop. So I needed this engine cover, so I got one of those. This is obviously the air intake hose because mine's all cracked and split. I've got trim for one of the back doors, trim for one of the front doors. Both of mine are broke. I got this piece of trim for the back, and I grabbed a roundel for the trunk. I had one for the hood that I took off of an old 740i that I was parting out. I had no idea what I was going to do with it, but I know what I'm going to do with it now. And then I grabbed that for the toolkit, and I should have grabbed a wrench too, which is probably in the bag here somewhere, but yeah, just so I got a complete toolkit. Alright, so let's walk out to the car real quick. I did find this in the trunk. I didn't know what it was at first, but I do now, so that's on there. And this is going to pop on here. There was one nut here, the other one was missing, and I grabbed that from the junkyard, so now I've got both nuts, can pop that on. I also got an exhaust nut. It came out as the whole stud, so I'm going to try to just get the nut off and see if I can put that in there and get rid of the exhaust leak. So wish me luck. Okay, so just to keep everybody updated, we got our carbon fiber drink holder and coin box. Got those put in. I am going to order a hydro dip kit and do all the silver trim all the way around in the carbon fiber. I think that'll look pretty nice. Okay, I also looked at a steering wheel rewrap kit, so I might be doing that. And then I think I might get a silver and do it carbon fiber cover for this too. But what I really wanted to show you was I'm cleaning the seat out, getting it ready to put back in, and lo and behold, what is stuck in here? It is not one, but I want my $2. Holy cow. So that brings the total to $14.49. Not a bad haul, I would say. All right, let's get this seat in. Oh, I also wanted to tell you, I've got all of the door trim pieces removed. They're in the garage. They're going to get hydro dipped as well. So all I need to do now is order some hydro dip kits and try my hand at it. What's the worst that can happen? It could look like crap? Yeah, probably. Alright, I'll be back later with some more updates. Because these are coming in today, so I get to replace these. You can see how nasty they are. And also there's LEDs in here which are causing a fast flash, and it's causing a light on in the dash. So we're going to replace those with regular bulbs and take care of all that. Alright, well these just came in the mail, so let's open these bad boys up. These should be the blinker lenses. And I gotta tell you, I've already changed out the bulbs to regular bulbs instead of the LEDs. And sure enough, the fast flash went away and the air light on the dashboard went away. So, very happy with that. And, okay, this is this one, right? Should be left. Yeah, it doesn't say. Anyway. Oh, these are depots. We all know what we think of depots, but I mean, these are probably depots too. But these are nice. These are kind of trash. Oh, it's already got a bulb. Perfect. Alright, so there's a hole in here with a Phillips screwdriver. With a Phillips screw, not a screwdriver. Screwdriver is what you're going to be using. And you just loosen up that screw. This thing should slide out if you get it out far enough. Well, come on. It's kind of hard to see down in there. Alright. So, got a plug here that hopefully I can get with this. Okay, let me go get a small screwdriver or a pick. Okay, I'm going with the semi-straight pick here. I bent it. Alright, we got that out. Now this one here is going to go in the same way. Plug it in real quick. Alright, now there's a hole here, and there's a there it is. This here's got to go in that hole, and there's a slot here. This goes where that screw was. So we'll see if we can just pop this in real quick. And we won't be able to that way, because the way that's going, that's got to... Well, how is that going to work? It's not. What I needed to do is rotate down the lock, and it's not going to. Seriously, how's that going to work? Is it a problem with the socket? Or is it a problem with the whole light? Problems with their socket, of course. Alright, now let's try it. Goes in just like that. Do not use the depot socket. It does not work. Well, come on. There we go. Looks much better. Well, these were not depots. Oh, these are the real ones. Alright, well they look like trash, so now it looks so much better. Alright, I'm going to do the other side. Oh, we got dogs. Where'd they go? And the chase is on. Where they at? Alright, back to the car. I've got to interrupt the video to tell you what's coming up next. Because I didn't record it, so I wanted to let you know. When I scanned the car, it showed two faults for the DSC system. Steering angle implausible, and DSC switch number 2 was bad. So doing a little research and looking at the live data, when you step on the brake pedal, you can see DSC switch number 1 go from like -26 up to about 2300, whatever measurement they measure. and number 2 stayed flat the whole time. So I went in the junkyard, found a car that someone was already tearing apart, and one of the switches was just laying there, so I grabbed it, and you're going to see that coming up next. There's some weather stripping, and then there's this wall that goes in here. So once you get all them out, sorry for all the walking around, a couple 13s, pull the master cylinder out, and I just learned this about BMW. They've got braided hoses from the master cylinder. So once you move this, pull this out, you can flop it out of the way and get to those switches. That is pretty cool. Okay, I'm not sure which one's bad yet, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it out and disconnect one, scan it, see what it says. Hopefully it doesn't throw another code for the other switch, but if it does, we'll know for sure which switch is bad. And if it doesn't throw another code, we'll plug it back in, unplug the other one, and see if that throws the code. Yeah. Anyway, so that's where we're at right now. It's also throwing a code for steering angle sensor. Angle is implausible or something like that. And when I try to use my Autel, it won't communicate with the steering angle sensor. So it looks like I'm going to have to download the INPA, pay for that, get another laptop, try to find a cable so I can plug in and see if I can recalibrate the steering angle. Okay, well I got the 2 nuts for the master cylinder off. I'm going to pull this out and out of the way, but this cable bundle right here is going to be in the way, so we're going to take this out of here, and this just gets a clip over here and a clip over here. And this will get out of the way. Just throw that somewhere. Don't really care where. Also notice I had to take the top off of this to get some movement for the wrench. And on the other side, the brake line's right in the way, so you can't use a ratcheting wrench. You gotta use an open end, which really stinks. But I think this is... I'd really like to get rid of this too, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I hope I got enough room. This right here is the line for the clutch. So I guess we'll see if we got enough room to move this also. And I just want to move it and roll it over if possible. I'm going to have to move you guys. Hang on. See if I can get you in this way. That's that. Oh, it's so close. It's almost off them studs. I don't know how they're doing it. That one looks like an actual hard line. It does not look like a braided line. That one's braided. That one, I don't think that's braided. Got it. Maybe. To bend this hose a little bit. guys. It's frustrating. Now, just to confirm, I was able to get my hand in there and I unplugged the sensor closest to the brake booster, and now it says sensor 1 and sensor 2 are faulty. So since before I only had sensor number 2, I know that it's this outside one here I need to replace, which probably is not going to be easy, but you know, that's what we got to do. Oh, we just had the white truck of happiness come by. That'd be FedEx. Let me get a knife and we'll open these boxes and see what's in here. So just like you, I'm excited to see what's in here. Especially this big, huge one. I don't know what this is. Oh, there we go. So we got serpentine belt, and my control arm for the passenger side, and we've got the other belt. This is for the AC, and wouldn't you know it, I just put in another order through Rock Auto and I ordered another set of belts because I forgot I had these on order. So, that being said, what could possibly be in here? Besides more boxes. This is, oh, both of my window regulators and the oil filter housing gasket. Yes, I was hoping that oil filter housing gasket would come in because, perfect, there it is. Because I'm going to take the other serpentine belt out since that was in need of replacement as well. And now I can replace that gasket and not have to worry about getting oil on the belts because the belts will be gone. Well, I wanted to let you know that I did actually get that thing replaced. Camera's still on the tripod, so let me see if I can get you in there. Yes, there's the switch. There's the 1 16th wrench on there. I had to take apart remove the ECU, take out part of that. I just realized when I was doing this that the video I watched from 50s Kid, he's got an automatic. I've got a manual, and that one line powers the hydraulic clutch. So that was yet something else that's in the way. But we got it. And I'm just going to plug these things in. Put the brake master cylinder back where it was. Hook up all the wires. And see what we get. Hopefully we can clear that code. Alright, well, we got our serpentine belt off. To get the alternator off, there's a bolt here, which is underneath the plastic cover on this roller. And take a listen to that. We've got new rollers, so I'm not worried about it. And then for the other bolt, you know, come around to this side, and it goes that way from down in there. So 2 bolts, we'll get the alternator off. We'll move this power steering reservoir out of the way, and then we should be able to get to our oil filter housing. Alright, so we got to take the fan and the shroud out in order to get the alternator out. So this screw is in here. This push pin was over here. And then we got this plug right here. Maybe. There we go. And then I think we have to... Yeah, I think this big one's got to get unplugged. Alright, let me get you in here because it's about to get nasty, I think. So, this is the plug for the alternator. And that's the hot wire to the alternator. This is, I don't know if that's an oil pressure. And we got another one down here. So those come off. And then we only got 2 more left. 2 more bolts left. There's only 6 that hold this in. Oh, that one's supposed to come all the way out. And then this one. Of course not. Alright, I put some rags down. Hopefully to catch the oil. I'm not sure how much is going to come out, but hopefully not too much. Let me get this last bolt out of here, and we'll see if we can move this away from the block. So how do you know if your oil filter housing gasket is good or bad? Here's the old one. Whoops. Crunch, crunch. Yeah. Not so good. This one here, nice and pliable. So we're going to put that one in. And we cleaned it up a little bit. So we'll put the gasket in, throw the filter housing back on. And then I think we're going to wait for the alternator, because this pulley here, you can hear that one. We're replacing that. We're replacing that one, and we're replacing the one down here for the AC. So all those idlers are going to get replaced. They're on order, they're just not here yet. So with that being said, let's go ahead and put this in. And then there's a hose under here that I know you're not going to be able to see, for the CCV system. That's pretty much cut in half. So that's supposed to be here today, actually. So let's try to get this filter housing back in and see if we can figure out how to get this hose out for the CCV, so when our new hose comes in we can put it in. Well, this CCV hose looks innocent enough, but if we pull down the protective covering, yeah, not so good. I think that's a big part of my oil leak right there. So hopefully that other one will come here in the next little bit. I managed to get this one off, so when this end just pushes on, that end clamps on, should be super easy. So I've been fighting trying to get this new hose on, and new hose on the right, old hose on the left. There's a 3mm difference between the two. No wonder I can't get it on. That's another BMW day. And as you notice, this window was taped up. I mean, I figured this is going to be wrong. Look at that cable. That's wrong. So I'm sure there's a problem over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out the window motor. We're going to take out the window regulator. We got a new one right here, and we're going to put that in, and hopefully when we're done we're going to have working windows. I already did the front right, so now we're working on the rear right, and I'm not going to video the whole thing because frankly it would probably take an hour just to videotape everything. Well, let's get the window regulator out. The only problem is the bolt that goes through here. This is the nut that goes into the glass. The bolt that goes in here fell in here somewhere, and I've got to try to find it. Don't know where it is yet, but as you can see, the old one, the plastic wheel just kind of disintegrated, broke in half. The cable definitely not where it's supposed to be, and in fact the end of the cable is sitting in here. So yep, definitely broken window regulator. So hopefully I can find this bolt that I need, and we can throw this all back together and hopefully hurry up and get this window regulator done so I can start on the driver's side. So here we are about a half hour in, And what do we have? There we go. Now I can clean the glass and clean the trim and throw all this stuff back together. Because as you can see, it's got all the glue from the tape still on it. So I can clean all that off, and then I mean, it'll look a little bit like the front one, but that was about 35 minutes worth of work. So figure another 10 minutes, put everything back together. 45 minutes to do a regulator. Not bad. And I still got to do the driver's side front. So that being said, let's go ahead and get the lacquer thinner and start getting this thing cleaned up and move on to the next one. Oh, the sun's gonna be terrible. All right, so I bought this window regulator because it would go up really slow. You'd have to like do the switch on and off, on and off, on and off. Well, that bolt was missing, so the window would cock and bind, I think, and that's why we couldn't roll the window up. So instead of replacing the whole window regulator, I actually found the bolt was down in the bottom of the door. I got this bolt just because that's what I was going to use. It's an M6 by 1 thread. So let's see if that actually worked. If it didn't, I mean, we'll replace the regulator because I was already in here waiting to do that anyway. But let's see what it does. I'm excited. Oh, look at that.
No, I don't either. No, it's gonna know more things about me than...
Down. Alright, we're back under the BMW, and this time we're here for this lower control arm right here. It looks like we've got 2 bolts there. This one goes up through, I think there's a bolt, a nut up there somewhere. And then this one here, obviously the nut's right there. But this is how you know you've got a bad control arm. See if you can see this ball joint move. Oh, there you go. Hang on. May not be able to see it move because I'm moving the camera, but you can definitely hear it shot in there. So let's see if we can get these bolts out, see if we can get this control arm out. So after breaking out an arsenal of tools to try to get that one bolt off, this one right here on the, yeah, I had to get another wrench. This is a 21 millimeter, which I do not have. I go 19 to 22. So we're about to cut this tag off, wipe all the glue off, and then hopefully use this to get that bolt out. I can't really see it from here, but while I was under here, I noticed the sway bar links were shot too, so we're going to replace those. We got some lem forders. Alright, that being said, I've got the ball joint nut off. I've got that other one off, and now, of course, you're not going to be able to get to that. But it's a 16. Who uses 16s? I might take this tray. If I take this tray down, I'll be able to get to it. So let's see if we can take this tray off here first. Oh, well, it is out. Boy, did that take some hammering. Oh my gosh. First I got this side out. Well, after that one, of course. But the pickle fork was digging into the control arm, and I'm like, oh, you don't want to damage that. And then I thought, wait a minute, you're replacing the whole thing. Go ahead, damage it. So, yeah, this thing here totally shot. And then this here, not too bad, but So finally, after beating it with the pickle fork and that hammer, because that little hammer didn't do it, we got it off. Let's get this thing out of the way. Grab our nice new one. Bring it over. Then we'll go ahead and clean the surfaces up a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and put this in. Alright, so for the end links, you can't just, if I can find it, anyway, you can't just put a ratchet on the bolt and take it out, because the whole thing tends to spin. But they give you little flats on there. I don't know if you can see them. And for this one here, you just take your 16mm wrench, go up on the flat part right there, and then you can hold it and undo your nut on the other side. And then it'll come right out. So let's work on getting this other one out. Hey, it's BMW day yet again. Oh, so I got the other sway bar link in, and I was going to do the rack boot, and I could not separate the outer tie rod from the inner tie rod. So I took the whole thing out, brought it into the vise, and totally got on it, managed to get it off. So we'll put some blue Loctite on this, put this back in, take this nut off here, take the other part of the boot off down here. Maybe I can get you, whoa, look out. Maybe I can get you in there for that. Maybe not, but I'll try. So here's the boot. And we're just gonna use our side cutters here, just to grab a hold of this clamp and get it out of the way. And then we should be able to just pop this boot right off of here. Just like that, get that out of there. Now we'll clean this up and slide our new boot on once we put the inner tie rod back in. Slide the boot on, use our zip ties, tie it up, and put the tie rod back in, 19 turns. Alright, we got our new boot in. This end here is kind of a pain. Instead of having the one piece flare out, there's a rubber insert you got to try to get in there and then tighten that up. So whatever, we did it. Next thing is the power steering pulley. As you can see, it's all chewed up, and we've got our nice aluminum one here. Sorry for the Euro parts, but some things you got to get what you can get. So we need to find a way to hold this, probably the chain wrench again, and then these 3 bolts, and swap pulleys out. As you can see, the power steering pulley's back on. I didn't really want to film that. I mean, it's 3 bolts, super easy. One of the harder things I'm gonna have to do though is put the air hose on here, the air intake. It's 2 pieces, and this one's gonna go in first while I have room to get to this, because if you put, you know, the stuff back in here, you're not gonna be able to get to that. I want to make sure, I'm sorry, this one. Yeah, the one that actually tightens it to the throttle body. And then this one here, that's another joy altogether. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do that one. But, I mean, supposedly it can be done. So we'll see. I don't know if I have to come in from the back or what. But, last thing I'm going to do for today is clean this nasty thing up. This is the tray, obviously. And, it looks like it's missing one of these over here. The whole front piece itself is missing, but that's okay. I can live without that for now. But cool, we're getting somewhere. Thing's almost ready to put back together. If I could get my pulleys like this one. You know, I want to mount the alternator up, but I need another pulley for this, so the alternator's still got to stay down. And then everything else back here is, you know, everything's dependent on getting those pulleys, which are supposed to be here next week, which, you know, I don't really want to keep this thing up on jack stands that long, but it's got to be, I guess. I really want to drive it. Oh, look how clean this thing is now. All right, let's see if we can get this thing in there. So I hope you enjoyed part 2 of the 2004 BMW. There is going to be a part 3. I have a bunch of videos already taken. I just haven't lumped them together yet, and I want to finish up the last few repairs I have to make. Love driving the car. It's fantastic. Unfortunately, I gotta sell it because you can't keep them all. So it's going to be up for sale pretty soon. And with that, we're going to close with keep the rubber side down, and always remember to keep your wrenches in motion.